Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim. Hope you are great. Naya Sim Asim Naya. So I am seeing videos of white people having meeting and saying that this is not what they voted for and all that. Sincerely speaking, I think you guys are trying to reach farm or bait and all that because you knew what you were voting for. See, let me tell you all something. This man did not lie most times on the things he said he was going to do. The only time I would tell you that he lied was when he denied Project 2025, that he got nothing to do with it when he had something to do with it. His name appeared 300 and something in that book. So tell me how come he lied then that he got nothing to do with it. But eventually, he came out to say that he had meeting with Project 2025 and all that. Why people, I really do not understand how you all do not listen to the OGs, people that know politics more than you. Now, let me tell you this. I remember before the election, this man, even his campaign manifestos were not even telling you the things he was going to do. Kamala Harris said it, that this man is going to use you people and dump you. Michelle Obama said it. And the same way they said it, it happened that way. That man did not have he had no plans for you. And his manifesto had nothing. And you all blindly voted for him. And now you are telling us that this is not what you voted for. Sir, what did you vote for? What were you thinking that was going to happen? It was supposed to be bed of roses, where you wake up to roses and all that. You fart all day and you get salary without anything. Some of you are being sacked too. Let's get into this video.
It is insane the amount of people that are trying to say the KKK is dead. It's not. Hi, I'm in Mechanicsburg. The KKK has been passing out flyers like every other month here. This is the first time they're involving children. That's why we're talking about it. The reason why the township is super chill about this is because technically the KKK disguised themselves throughout the Halloween parade, so you couldn't really tell what company they were in, but like, the fact that Women's for KKK were able to come out and speak to CBS, provide a statement. This is the statement, by the way, without being in fear of retaliation, I feel like is a bigger problem because they didn't deny being in the parade. The only thing they denied was giving it to children. They didn't deny passing out the cards. They didn't deny being in the parade. They said it's not illegal for them to be where they're at. So I'm like, and the Chamber of Commerce is like, he didn't know anything, but I'm like, more of a reason if you didn't know anything to launch an investigation, especially if they confirmed it. They're acting like this is a big whoopsie when this entire parade is planned in front of the high school. What the fuck?
My district went for Trump both in 2016 and 2024, and a lot of my friends supported him. But lately they're saying I didn't vote for this. They didn't vote for the parks to close or to be short-staffed, health care costs to skyrocket, and veterans to lose care or have delayed care, and for tens of thousands of federal employees to be at risk of losing their jobs.
I'm sick and tired of hearing them say, I didn't vote for this. This isn't what I voted for. Well, please enlighten us and let us know, what did you vote for? Because right now, everything that is happening, it wasn't hidden. It was published. It was printed. It was broadcast and warned about. Project 2025 and Agenda 47 weren't secrets. They were blueprints. So tell me, what did you vote for? Yeah, Trump pretended not to know about Project 2025 or the people involved with it, but we saw videos, we saw pictures, and we saw him standing there alongside with people from the Heritage Foundation, Kevin Roberts, the very people who wrote these plans. The experts warned you, the media warned you, but you went into the voting booth and you voted for him anyway. He promised to drain the swamp and you cheered. And now you're learning that the swamp meant gutting the Department of Education, targeting trans Americans, firing career government workers, erasing DEI and wokeness, and concentrating power in his hands. And now that it's all affecting you, all you've got to say is, I didn't vote for this. Well, I call bullshit. I didn't vote for this. This isn't what I voted for. Trump told you that he'd bring peace to the Middle East. He held flashy campaign rallies. He made big speeches and gave you no details about how he would bring peace to the Middle East, just slogans. Meanwhile, behind closed doors, he's meeting with Benjamin Netanyahu and other foreign Israeli billionaires over at Mar-a-Lago, making plans, selling his soul, and selling the United States of America. You knew this. This wasn't a secret, but you chose to vote for him anyway. He said peace, but now it looks like a partnership of chaos. And now that it is a partnership of chaos, now that it's not going as you thought it would, now this isn't what I voted for. He did, however, tell you exactly what he was going to do with immigrants. Because he said how he felt about immigrants. Immigrants were poisoning the blood of this country. He said Mexicans were rapists and murderers. They're criminals. He promised you the largest mass deportations in history. Even in his first presidency, he denigrated immigrants, separated the children from the parents, and there were reports that he was forcing Latino women to have hysterectomies. And yet and still, with all of this, you all went into the voting booth to vote for Donald Trump anyway. And now a lot of those same plans are reemerging, looking a little bit different with ICE. He's still separating the parents from the children. He's deporting parents and leaving behind children. He told you. Mass deportations, the largest in history. And to do that, he's had to put the National Guard on the streets here in the United States, right, to round up illegal immigrants, right? He's going to overturn birthright citizenship. Your temporary protective status is on the chopping block. He told you all of this before you went into the voting booth, and you went into the voting booth to vote for him anyway. But now you're saying this isn't what I voted for.
Another thing I want to address is the unconstitutional executive overreach of this administration. I asked the Democratic Party to defend and support public services through adequate funding established by Congress and ensure those funds are spent efficiently and wisely and protect the power of the purse. As I said earlier, I'm an AFG member, Local 446. I would love this party to defend our unions and our collective bargaining agreements that this administration has sought to destroy and eliminate. In fact, it's even in the law. 5 U.S.C. 71, Congress found that collective bargaining safeguards the public interest, contributes to the effective conduct of public business, and facilitates and encourages the amicable settlement of disputes between employees and their employers concerning conditions of employment. Congress has determined that labor unions and collective bargaining in the federal service are in fact in the public interest. I ask that we could pass legislation that reverses Trump's executive order terminating collective bargaining agreements with agencies as the VA, such as the VA, the DOD, EPA, and so on. Protect official time and the use of agency facilities for union officials to represent employees as outlined in many collective bargaining agreements, and protect payroll dues deductions that this administration has eliminated.
He's talking about union workers. Remember When Donald Trump did an interview with Elon Musk and he was sounding like Daffy Duck, everybody was saying he didn't have his teeth in his mouth, child, whatever. But Donald Trump did an interview with Elon Musk, and in that interview, they were laughing about firing workers who were striking, mocked those workers. Donald Trump has a history of stiffing contractors, refusing to pay overtime, bragged repeatedly about cheating his employees out of their pay. But y'all went into the voting booth and y'all voted for Donald Trump anyway. And now that you are seeing that he doesn't give a damn and is firing workers by the thousand, exploiting workers, now you're saying this isn't what I voted for. And look at the farmers. You got the farmers talking about this is not what I voted for. When we watch Donald Trump during his first presidency implement tariffs, there were farmers who lost everything, ended up bankrupt. But you farmers saw all of that and decided to go into the voting booth to vote for Donald Trump anyway. And here we are yet again. All throughout the campaign, Donald Trump told you he was going to be implementing tariffs on a much larger scale. And here we are. Farmers are going bankrupt. They're losing everything. The economy is collapsing. The export industry is collapsing. And here you are saying, this is not what I voted for. And of course, we got to talk about health care, Medicaid, Medicare, SNAP benefits, food stamps. For years, the Republicans have been calling these programs entitlement programs, and they have repeatedly over the years talked about how unsustainable these programs were. Donald Trump gave interviews before voting day in 2024 and talked about how they were going to have to cut back on entitlement programs. And during the debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, he was asked about health care. Donald Trump came back with, he had concepts of a plan, which told all of us that there was no plan. There was no plan. And y'all went into the voting booth to vote for Donald Trump anyway. And now that we are here and Republicans are doing what they said they wanted to do all of these years, Donald Trump is doing what he said needed to be done in all of those interviews. Cutting food assistance, health care, Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act. And now that these cuts are affecting you, you want to tell us that this is not what you voted for. I'm sick of hearing it. I'm sick of hearing this is not what you voted for. The truth is, everything that is happening right now, every rollback, every cut, every cruelty is because of your vote for Donald Trump. Rights are crumbling, protections are disappearing, the walls are closing in. And now you want to be repeatedly in our faces saying that you didn't vote for this. Yes, you did. Everything that is happening was printed in black and white in Project 2025, in Agenda 47. You were warned over and over and over again. Hillary Clinton warned you. Kamala Harris warned you. Michelle Obama begged you to pay attention. She warned you.
Forgive me if I am worried that we will blow this opportunity to finally turn the page on the ugliness once and for all. Because believe me, if Donald Trump is president again, at some point or another, that ugliness will touch all of our lives. And it will not matter what you look like, how you worship, who you love, or how you vote. If you don't make 6 or 8 or 12 figures, if you're not famous, if you criticize or disagree with him in any way, if he doesn't view you as his equal or relevant to his ambitions, I promise you, he will not think about you when he gets into the Oval Office. And that will have real consequences for all of us.
You heard them, just like the rest of us heard them. You saw all of the evidence, and yet and still, you went into the voting booth to vote for Donald Trump. And you did it to own the libs. So please stop trying to gaslight the rest of us as if you didn't know. Look around. This destruction didn't just happen. It was enabled by your vote. So be real with yourself. Own it. Hold yourself accountable. And instead of trying to gaslight us by saying, this isn't what I voted for, sit down, be real with yourself, and ask yourself the question, why did I vote for this?
This is for fellow white therapists. As this food benefit starts coming into fruition, we need to be prepared to help out our communities on a different level than just individually. Every white therapist holds a certain level of privilege in this country, especially white men. In therapy, I've talked about this a few times before. Therapy is absolutely political. Politics should absolutely be a part of the discussion in your sessions. We need to be connected with resources in our community, direct resources that we can send people to, not just giving them a resource number and being like, I did a good job. Be aware of food pantries. Really start digging deep as to what it looks like when we have food scarcity on a big scale, because this is going to hit a lot of communities. Make connections with other therapists. I'm friends with a lot of other therapists in my community, and we're going to have to put our heads together and work this out so that we can be an integral part of the solution, not as a savior type of shit, but people that genuinely have unconditional love for our communities, for the people that we serve and walk alongside. This is going to cause a lot of emotional dysregulation. People's entire lives potentially will be flipped upside down. And y'all might have to be willing to put in some free work. I already do that, and I'm going to make sure that I make myself available the best I can. This is not a time to shrink back into, our little spaces and our offices. It's time to use the things that we have learned throughout our careers. I've been in the social work field for 18 years. I've been a therapist for the past 5. So I have casework experience, resource connections that I've been a part of for years. And I know a lot of you do too. If you haven't been active already, now's the fucking time to figure out how to get active and proactive. Check on your people. Make sure they have food. Ask if they know families that need further support. The only way we get through this shit is together. And because a lot of us are integrated in our communities already, because I live in mine and I know a lot of you might live in yours as well, we have an ear to the ground about what kind of needs are around our communities. We have to walk the fucking walk. Do not make connections with Trump supporters that are fucking therapists. They're already a danger to the community. But find other therapists that are politically aware and that are active in being a voice. Use your empathy, your compassion, your strong sense of justice to make some shit move, to make some shit work out, because it's coming. And for some communities, it's already here. We have to make a choice to be active.
Last night, I feel like I've had every news organization under the sun message me about my statement about what's happening in Mechanicsburg, and this is my statement. Show up to the town meeting at 7 p.m. today. Hear from all of the people of Mechanicsburg what the fuck is happening here.
This is all I got from this video. Shout out to Sister Tabitha. The truth is that you cannot vote for this man, Donald Trump, and tell me that this is not what you voted for. You lie. You lie. The truth is that this man is actually truthful. If you sit back and think of everything going on, where I am also going to say that probably he also lied was when he refused to acknowledge that he knows everything about Project 2025. Actually, he lied there. But people that knew about it also told you people that he is the one of the one of the people that are pushing that Project 2025. You all said it is not true. I remember fighting with somebody in the comment section. We're going back and forth. At some point, I told her, whatever you want to believe, it's none of my business, right? And in the end, this is where you and I are at this point, but not my people, because my people got nothing to do with this. 92% of black people, 80-something% of black men did their job. So this got nothing to do with black people at this point. I mean, not black conservatives, right? Because I don't care about those ones. This man was very truthful. Everything, literally everything he said are all happening, from job, like Medicaid, deportation, all of those things were the things he said he was going to do. You know, I remember last year, yeah, 2024, before the election, 2023, 2024, that some black men decided to pull up. You know, they started educating themselves on this Project 2025. I remember them having like having gatherings, trying to get people around, trying to educate and trying to tell them what this is all about, so that nobody will say that they couldn't read or they couldn't write or they didn't know about it. You know, at some point, I remember seeing that videos. At some point, so many black people, I saw the interviews too. Some were like, man, this is not, I don't care. I don't know what anybody will say or anybody will do and all that. This is not, if I ever go vote against this Kamala Harris, it means I do not want the best for myself and for black community. And to some people that would think that it may not affect them, there might be someone that you know that it will affect. It was from that point that they also started talking about Medicaid, how some of their grandmothers are on Medicaid or some of their relatives are on Medicaid, and their medications are very expensive, that if anything happens, that it means they will not even be able to afford for their medications and all that, and that will kill them. Right. I remember this vividly. So that was when, you know, at some point, I now started seeing black men. I am not saying this because I started seeing black men doing reach out, trying to explain to tell people. And it was so very wholesome to see that back then. Also, I saw Don Lemon. So many black men went all out, even the ones that are not like very popular or the ones that are not even on social media. The ones that were on social media also captured it and also put it on social media. I saw all of them. They were going around. Black people were also not just only, and some other people that are, some white people also that I saw that were doing the work that are like, you know, that are in circle with black community, because I see a lot of the ginger and all that. They were all going out with Don Lemon, explaining to people. Some people did not even know anything. Some also did not my people, like other people, and they also did not want to learn. I remember seeing so many Latinos reach out and all that. In the end, what happened? Nobody cared. It was only black people that cared for literally every other person. And now everything that they want people on are all manifesting one after the other. And then the audacity and the nerves of them to come out and tell black people that you people are not supporting me. That really shows how stupid some people are, because I would have buried my face in shame and like keep apologizing, because this thing got nothing to do with us. You guys go and fight, go and walk, because it's your duty. So telling me this is not what you voted for is like trying to tell me that he was doing better, or you knew that he was, like, what nonsense. I said it before election that the way the rise of racism that I am seeing now, that I don't know what will happen if this man becomes like, and that was like, it was like I saw ahead after election, how many, 1 month, 2 months, it became like war zone, Sometimes I am like, how do these people do all this? Now KKK, Triple K has not really been so like, because they've been walking around on the street marching and all that. Nobody talks to them, nobody says anything to them, nobody checkmates them and the rest of it. And the rise is now so much. I remember the time they went to one black community and black men, oh, God bless black men though. Black men all formed a vigilante group and chased them away. At some point they were all parading that black children could not even go back home, that even the vigilantes would just go to schools and cross them to to the other side, make sure they get home. That was how bad it was. Get them back home. After this man was elected, they formed groups that when they are trying to come, they would chase them away. And you're telling me that you did not know it was going to happen? And the worst part is some of them go to black neighborhoods. What are you looking for in black neighborhoods when you have your own neighborhood? Sorry that I am going all around, but it's all centered that I didn't know it was going to be like this. What were you expecting that was going to happen? Better, get some roses, spread them all over. Let's lie down, and fart all day and enjoy ourselves. I would draw the curtain here. You guys better be doing the job. Black people have done all they can so far. For now, resting period. Bye for now.